Welcome to AR News. Livestock farms in England polluted rivers 300 times last year, causing 20 major incidents, according to the latest government figures. Yet 6 farms were prosecuted in 2021, with the Environment Agency giving out warning letters instead. The dairy industry, mostly thanks to the waste it millions of the cows produce, is the waste environmental offenders linked to half of the farm pollution. The government said prosecutions was a last resort for persistent offenders. The National Farmer Union (NFU) said all farmers took their environmental responsibilities seriously and that they were taking voluntary action through industry-led initiatives to drive improvements, the benefits that water environment. Much of the environmental threats to river from farming comes from cow waste, calling slurry a mix of manure and water that farmers store and spread as fertilizers. Each of the UK's 2.6 million dairy cows production up to 53 litres of manure a day. That's approximately 50 billion litres of manure a year, enough to fill Wembley Stadium more than 12 times. The slurry produced has to be stored, but it can leak from badly maintained container, or if too much is applied to the land, or if the rain heavily, it can run off from fields. Serious pollution incidents can lead to prosecution. One offender is Michael Ellisberg, a director of Cross Key Farm Ltd. In June this year, he was ordered to pay more than £25,000 for polluting the river from somewhere east with slurry in 2020. He had been prosecuted before for polluting the same stretch of the foam in 2016, an incident that killed more than 1,700 fishes. Sue Evither lived close to the river and took footage of the most recent event in 2020. The first thing was the smell. It was appalling. She said, "As I approached the river, I could see that it was black. The next morning, I went out with my camera and took some videos of dead fishes." She fears that public are not aware of the threat posed by the farmers' slurry to rivers, saying, "I think farm pollution has been hidden away for far too long." But the government, farmers and the dairy industry says they are all taking steps to tackle slurry pollution in river. One farmer that is leading the way is Katehora, based near Saltish in Cornwall. She not only carefully manages her slurry but has installed one of the UK's first covered slurry lagoon, which can capture methane for use to power her tractor. She describes slurry as liquid gold and says every farmer knows the value of keeping it on the land and out of rivers. Frequently, farmers view the river as an open sewer. This slurry is really potent stuff. It means it's much more powerful in terms of its impact on water than human sewage. They have increased the number of farming inspectors, but until a couple of years ago, the probability of you as a farmer getting an inspection was about 1 in 200 years. So clearly, that is not a big incentive to clean your act up. The Environment Agency said it is working constantly with farmers to reduce water pollution, and that had increased the number of inspections to more than 3,000 since January this year. It added that since April 2021, it has issued at least 140 warning letters and required 6,169 improvement actions on farm, with 2,791 completed. It said its focus was on high-risk locations. Previously, non-complaint businesses and those farming sectors of greatest concern, but it admitted only 6 agricultural prosecutions took place in 2021 to 2022, saying court action was used as a last resort when there is persistent non-compliancy. DEFRA said it had doubled the funding for its catchment-sensitive farming program, which provides free advice to farmers to help them better manage manure and soil. And earlier this month, it made available a $13 million slurry infrastructure grant for farmers to improve their storage. The NFU welcomed the funding, saying that farmers had already made 75% reduction in series pollution in incident year on year compared to 2000. NFU Deputy President Tom Bradshaw said the NFU will continue to work with DFRA and the Environment Agency through their advice-led approach to infringement in order to effectively communicate the farming rule for water guidance to its member. Meanwhile, the UK's largest dairy company, Arla, said it is now playing its farmer to work in more an environmentally friendly way. A spokeswoman said our farmer owners are rewarded through their milk price for covering slurry store using certain slurry spreading techniques and using slurry to make biogas, a type of renewable energy that can be used to generate electricity and power vehicle. Thank you.